Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/Agent Academy. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle or MP3 player. And now, welcome to the Agent Academy.
Downloading latest intel package. Welcome back. I was getting worried about you.
Agent Academy, episode 89, recorded on February 3rd, 2022. I'm like sitting there in my mind going, is that the date? I can't remember. I don't remember if I changed or not, but I'm...
2020, you mean? Like
2022. Don't mess me up.
2022.
I'm Agent Goonie Guy. Wow, that's slow.
That's not Agent Vane. I'm a disembodied voice of Vane.
What happened to y'all? No!
We disappeared.
Y'all can introduce yourselves anyway. Well,
okay. I was gonna be pixelated Vane, and now it's just...
There he is!
Wait.
There you go.
Yeah, now I am pixelated Vane, just like that. Poof! Into existence I've been born.
Oh man, I gotta turn off the transitions.
Yeah, and I'm Agent DeweyJ from the Frozen Tundra.
And we're trying new things every week, so new things break every week.
Yep.
And I've got to see if I can move this without breaking stuff. Nope, that broke stuff, didn't it? I have to somehow get my show notes over there. Wow.
I'm just hoping that you're
like...
I just hope you're like an operator for the next enlightened big, operation. Because, it's going so well.
Right.
I know. I feel your pain.
It's not how it starts. It's how it finishes, right?
That's true. So. That's true. Like I said, we're not professional. We're authentic.
So I don't know about y'all, but right now I was trying to do some fielding this week, and I was having difficulty because everywhere I look, it's green, just like all over my area. And then they just started to drop today, so. I'm going to do some fielding this weekend, I think.
I feel your pain. It's a different color, but I feel your pain.
And then also, I figured out that I had my Adventure Sync off. And so I turned that on. And
oh, no.
It seems like I had a Niantic capsule ready to go almost immediately.
Yeah.
But that was when I was trying to get everything set up for the Ingress social stuff. And my name was already taken. And so I picked a different name. I just did Agent Academy. Whatever. And then I tried to message the Goonie guy, and it said this account doesn't exist. What does that mean?
You don't exist. Did you get banned or something already?
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
I haven't been playing enough to get banned. We're gonna
so there's an
that.
imposter Goonie guy out there somewhere.
Or was there? There was at one point when they first made the thing where you could have your Pokemon Go and your Ingress kind of be one thing somewhere. I don't even remember where now, but there's some overarching account. I swear I got the name then.
Yeah, for just the regular Niantic social account reservation for Niantic accounts.
So is that why I couldn't get it? I reserved it, but they won't let me have it.
That shouldn't have done it because I reserve Vane across the board, and I use that in any Niantic products that come up, and I haven't had any issues since. And that's currently my display name. I would see if you can change your display name again. I don't know if they've got a restriction on how long you have to wait between display name changes, but I do know that they added something in. Bringing it up now on my end to see if I can confirm that I think you can go in and you can tap to change your display name. under Edit Profile.
Gotcha. So we'll
So
try
you
that.
You might be able to change back because your individual account name should be protected.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be good. I'll try that and report back next week, and hopefully I fixed my mic as well. It was popping.
Yeah, it's not popping as bad. It's dancing.
Oh no, we got the green on. There we go. Now we got the green on.
Oh God.
That's all for you, DeweyJ. Speaking of, how was your week?
Pretty good. I've been stuck inside for the last 3 days because of snow and stuff, but I did get out shortly after we finished the last show. I kicked myself. It was right after the show. I was checking my stats. I had a portal that I'd been charging for 762 days, and I forgot to charge it. So max time portal held stopped at 762 on that one.
Oof.
Yeah. And I did have a frog come into town, threw some links into town, so I got to go out and kill some links, actually. I did a little bit of layering. I threw to a portal that I know Goonie knows of because there's a picture of him at a portal nearby. I got to throw down to Superman down in Metropolis.
Yes, good place.
Yep. And so we put a bunch of them, but I got a little confused. I was hitting them, and then I hit one, I hit two, and I went to the third one. All of a sudden, I couldn't make the link. I'm like, well, what the heck's the deal? I can't make the link. And of course, I'm like, is it blocked? I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, it's not blocked. It's open, and then it hits me. Did I just go out of range? I moved 2 blocks, literally 2 blocks, 1.13 kilometers, and it was just enough that I had to put on a link amp. It's like, ugh. So that shot a half an hour trying to figure that out. But we did get about 11 layers up all the way down there to Superman, and then in a day or two, a couple of frogs rolled out, made a 2-hour trip over to kill it and go back home. So, yeah, it is what it is. But the cell service is better, so I was able to do that. And I noticed in the last couple of days, I got the scanner update, so I got my FitRep, which we'll be talking about here in a bit. And I've decided with my FitRep that it says I'm a slug. So, but we'll talk about that later.
And Agent Vane, how was your week?
Very busy. There has not been enough time in this week. Somehow it is already Thursday, and most of my Ingress activity this week has just been recharging. I got out, did a little bit of like cold grass microfielding locally, but other than that, I haven't been able to do too much, and I've got to catch up a little bit because right now I am less than 8 million away. Looks like about 7.6 million AP from my next 16 on this third recursion, and what I've been trying to do is every time I recurse, I'm trying to get to 16 in half of the amount of time as my previous recursion. And that just wasn't possible this time around, although I'm still only about 6 months in, so I'll take it. If I can finish this out in the month here, that would be great. Otherwise, just going to keep at it.
And the next time you're going to try to do it in 4 months, 3.5 months?
So yeah, I was trying to like half the time just as like a personal, goal each time that I had recursed, but then work got really busy during my third recursion, and it just wasn't able to quite hit that goal on the nose. And yeah, we're still, just a little over 7 mil away.
Cool. It's like two Battle Beacon runs.
No, a couple more there, unless we would have a quad AP event like with the double AP from Apex. It still takes a little bit. I'd have to do a lot of like either 24 or 40 outbound link AP engines to hit that kind of number.
Well, I have faith in you.
I don't.
Ooh, okay. Well, then in that case, by like
there
next,
we go.
Next Sunday here, like
it sounds like a challenge.
Doesn't take
Yes,
much, but it just takes a lot of key farming.
Yeah, it does. And a lot of setup. And if it's weather's going to be like this, I don't know if you'd want to go out and do it, but it might be a while.
Well, I know what else takes a lot of setup. It's time for the news.
The FitRep.
And we actually have a bunch.
Oh no. the speech to text has violated terms of service.
Oh no.
I am not getting new boobs.
Wow. Oh well. It's new stuff. It's it happens.
Do we get
I'm not going to be going back and like fixing the closed captioning afterwards. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, those of you who are listening to audio only, that will make no sense, but trust us.
So let's see. We've got celebration of the Year of the Tiger. We've got the medal for 2,500.
Yep,
and it's still available till Friday at 1600 UTC.
That's 10 a.m. Central Time. So if you're thinking 7 o'clock right now, it'd be 10 a.m. tomorrow. Is when you have to get to it. And I folded. I did go ahead and buy one, so I fell to the pressure.
No, it's good. Everybody should succumb to the pressure and get themselves a badge and help support the game. That's one of the things they talked about.
Yeah. Now, is Chaotic Matter Unit, is that a cryptocurrency?
Oh no! Don't even start. we don't want NFTs in Ingress. Go away.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, that's there for a little while longer, and then since it is February, that means it's Black History Month, and they are putting 3 free Black History Month beacons. I want to make sure I don't screw that up. In the store, so you can buy 3 and light them up wherever you want them. Now, if you have not purchased those before, there might be more available there because they had, I can't remember how many was it that they allowed you to have free, because I burned mine up real quick.
I think it was 15 if memory serves.
Was it 15? So if you're going into the store and it says 18, well, that's where that extra 15 came from.
So yeah, you get. Oh, you can't really see it, and it's gone already. But yeah, so it's nice and free. Go get yours today before they're gone. How long will they be there? Did you say?
It didn't say. I just assumed it would be the month, but I don't know.
Awesome.
It's a bit of a mystery. And those beacons look just like the beacons that they had for Black Lives Matters. So I think it's the same design and everything. So they should look vaguely familiar.
Yeah, I wonder if they stack. Okay. Dev Games. What did they do? They made something.
They made a thing. It was they took all the specs from the Curie's cities, and they graphed them out, nice bar graph. And when you look at that bar graph, there were a couple things that just stood out. One big thing is the Enlightened win in Tokyo. And just kind of crunching the numbers and everything, if Enlightened would not have had that win by that margin in Tokyo, they would have lost. The win was so big. I think it was like 111,000 that they scored in Tokyo. That was the margin of win, and the win for overall was like 93. So Tokyo made a big difference for the Enlightened. I think Amsterdam was a big win. Phase 1.
I think it's important to note here that these aren't winner take all situations.
No, they're not.
So
yeah,
if we had winner take all, Tokyo's effort wouldn't have impacted quite as much, but I do think it is important on both sides of the fence, Enlightened and Resistance, that you get out there, you give it your all, because those points will make an impact across all 3 phases.
Yep. And phase 2 is coming up. They've actually released the dates. It'll be the weekend of February 19th. And it's on the community pages that you can kind of look at some of that information. And it looks like there's one thing that's going to be big is it's not going to be tied to specific cities this time. So I guess the way I read this is instead of NIA popping up battle beacons in larger cities, quote unquote anomaly style, so to say, that they're going to be tied to, as they say, portals with high agent activity. Those are the ones that will be targeted. So I don't know whether that means the week before you go out and just hammer away on a portal, and that raises its chances to have an NIA battle beacon dropped on it. I don't know. They're being tight-lipped like some other agents we know.
So I've got a feeling that some of this is probably already like predetermined, just based off of the fact that they don't want to encourage folks traveling very far. So I think if they're telling us now, they've probably already decided. That being said, I'm almost wondering if I toss more hack mods on my couch portal and it keeps going back and forth, if I'll end up on that list.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's, just activity or if it's agent activity. So, one agent just sitting there playing on it continuously may not do it. It might say, hey, you need, 4 of each faction, cranking on this thing, and then we'll consider it. Don't know. We don't know what the actual determining factors are going to be.
And we don't know the time frame of when they're going to check for that either.
No, I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, no.
That just seems very odd to me. Like it doesn't seem like mine's don't even tell us. Like I'm not even sure what the point of that is.
Well,
like
I think
just
the
go
point
out
is
there
what
and play.
Yeah, I think the point is what Vane was saying earlier, is that they want to discourage people doing long distance travel. So, if I knew that there's going to be a bunch of them in Huntsville, it's like, okay, I know somebody that lives near Huntsville. Maybe I'll go to his house and sleep there, and then go to this thing. And that's not something they're not wanting to do in the sea time, so to say.
Yeah, but now, like, I guess it's just like now you just have no clue what to do. Like, do I try to gather a bunch of people to go do a bunch of activity at some portals nearby? Or do I try to go hope that it's going to be in this town? Do I wait for the day and then try to rush to travel to, you know what I mean? Like,
or do we put pressure? Go ahead, Vane.
Yeah, I assume that they'll do it very similar to what they did with Phase 1, where even though we knew the locations, we still didn't know what portals were going to be, included within those areas. So a lot of player speculation had centered on, well, if they're anomaly locations, maybe they're reusing the play boxes. So that was what a lot of us had run with in terms of speculation, up until they showed us the ornaments flashing a day ahead of time. So I could see them flashing the ornaments in a similar manner, where we get a little bit of advance notice, but not enough to kind of make and react to like long distance travel plans. So you're not going to be like, oh wait, this city 4 hours away from me is going to have a bunch. I'm going to go over there, unless you feel like day tripping it.
Yeah, book a plane.
Yeah,
but I do feel that they are aiming in the direction of trying to involve as many people as possible. So this is why I also think it's going to be based on activity that has already occurred, and not necessarily something that you'll be able to ramp up to now. Because if I were, the strategic type, I'd be like, oh, well, if we can just run up activity on some portals over here, now that they're telling us this, maybe I can, skew where these are going to spawn. But if the list is already predetermined, then it could have been based off of back and forth that happened, a month ago, 2 weeks ago, 6 months ago, who knows?
Or just the lifetime of portals in general.
Yeah.
And is it
so
just Ingress traffic at those portals, or are they using data from?
we
Pogo as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions. So we don't know. Did they show they ornamented the portals one day, or what they do a week before? I thought they did something a week before on the last one. Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the duration because I closed out of all the chats and I was like, was it a week or was it a day before for the ornamentation flashing? I want to say it was a day before because we didn't really have much time to prep for that.
Yeah, and we got somebody in the chat rooms talking about category winning and things like that. So that kind of brings up the idea that maybe they're looking at those agent deployed battle beacons, and those are the ones that they're looking at the activity. And if they've got category 6, or category 5, those are ones that they're going to 5 and up or something like that. But they won't light up the category 1 and 2. Who knows? A week before flashing ornaments.
So we've got let's see, Pixelbytes and Vidorian said that it's day before ornaments, and then Arcfang said a week before was an ornamentation flag.
Don't make me go back and look in chat.
So
I'm opening up Telegram right now.
1 to 7 days is what we're going to say. But
okay, Arcfang said it was a week with city announcement.
Okay, so the city's in a week, and the actual portal's a day before. That could be right.
So
I remember there was something that was a week.
Like I feel like it's pretty much maybe stopping flight, like travel. But most of the people who are willing to drive that day to get there is just going to wait till they flash it and then head out the door if one's within a day from them.
Yeah,
I think there's a certain category of us that are, willing to do that. But I think on the larger scale, not as many folks that are willing to kind of drop everything for a 4-hour one-way day trip.
Yeah. But would they have done it the other way, you think? Like, I feel like that's the same people who wouldn't have gone to the last one, even knowing, like, a week before,
Yeah.
I think we were able to recruit some nearby folks because of a little bit more heads up. Because, it is difficult on a lot of people if you don't have much of a heads up on making travel arrangements, even if it's only a short distance. But I kind of speculate the reason why we're not getting locations and the reason why current activity seems to be important is that they're going to aim for including as many people as possible in this next wave. Yeah. So it could just be that, if you have active competition back and forth in an area, maybe you'll at least see, 1 or 2 NIA Section 14 beacons in that region or, somewhere close by.
And also, we're talking about travel. I mean, we're thinking about most of us in the United States, we travel a lot by car. But if you're looking at, Europe and other places, they're talking train and plane and, a lot of different modes of transportation. And it's hard to say, hey, I want to go 100 miles by train, but now I got to find that, when does that train run? And can I get there? Can I get back? And that kind of stuff. So I could see it discouraging that kind of travel more by only having a day or two ahead. So I guess we're just spoiled Americans.
Yeah.
And fat, unless your FitRep tells you otherwise.
Transition.
That was a segue there.
Yeah, go for it. Get on your Segway and ride
get on my
around
Segway and make a change. Something new in the scanner. So if you've updated to version 2.89.1 or newer, you may have seen a screen pop up called the FitRep, and it's a weekly summary of your distance traveled or trekked, present progress on a kinetic capsule. So it doesn't show all of them since the last week, but the one that you're on now, and how many calories you burned, and shows a preview on a progress bar. And the progress bar that we've seen was 56K. So is that the top end, or that's about 35 miles? I don't know how they chose 56K, although in the olden days, 56K was a good speed for a modem, but
Maybe that's
Maybe
the
there's
speed
a
at which
clue
the portals go there. But
It kind of looks like it's the speed your camera's running at right now, but that's okay. Your camera has issues. But evidently that should happen once a week. And they'd had a bug when they started that it was popping up more than once a week. So, and I don't know exactly how it determines the time which it decides to pop up. In my case, it popped up when I booted up Ingress. So I'm assuming that it actually popped up when I had an update pushed. I didn't check to see, but I knew before. I had seen that this was out there, and I checked my version, and I wasn't up to the version. I was not seeing it, so that's good. I mean, it lets you know how much you've walked, and maybe it'll press you to move a little more.
yeah, I think so far what I've noticed with the timing is that it's supposed to be your first scanner load on a Monday. So I don't know if that's local time. I assume they've made it into local time, given that some of the other things recently have included your own local time, like mission days, second Sundays. But yeah, the pop-up should only be once a week, but there have definitely been instances where, those of us testing it, we're seeing it more often or not often enough.
And is that whenever it's a boot of the scanner, or does it have like some other metric that it decides when it's going to come up?
I've only ever seen it on first opening the scanner. Generally,
Okay.
like if I were starting the scanner in the morning to get my first hack of the day in, that's when I'll see it.
Okay. Yeah, and I was thinking that as well. And at the time that it popped up for me, I was just getting ready to roll in the car, and I was kind of in a hurry. And then it popped up. I'm like, oh, I was kind of wanting to look at this. And I'm like, I don't have time really to look at it now. And then I'm thinking, God, this could be a real pain for that to pop up, when you're on an op and you've moved and, I got to pop it up and get that throw real quick. And it's like, crap, this thing's in my way. But it's just one of the things you'll have to deal with, I guess. If you know when it's going to come, you might be able to plan for it.
I when it came up for me, I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't really read it. I just saw a button that said claim, and I was like, get out of my way, and let's claim whatever it is. And
yeah, so
I guess next time
you'll get the claim button if your currently running Kinetic program is done. So it'll kind of remind you, like, hey, here's what you did throughout the week, but by the way, like your Kinetic's done, so start a new one. Like claim your item, get a new one.
Claim your keycap.
I do feel that they have put out the indication that they're looking into potential rewards for that progress. So, that's something that I think could be speculated on, as well as like what potential rewards might that give us.
A calorie badge?
Well, you think like Pokemon Go uses the very similar thing with Adventure Sync, where you get get that report, the weekly report, and it tells you how far you've gone, and you get bonuses. You get like loot items for hitting the certain thresholds. So it looks like they currently have the FitRep broken up into 3 categories, with the 56 kilometers being the highest.
So that could be 56 is you hit that to hit your loot, and maybe then the next one will be another level to hit more loot. Yeah, that makes sense.
Could be. Twice that. Maybe you'll get to use features from Wizards Unite that they no longer need. We'll get to make potions. No reason. Okay, second Sunday. The medal. Who wants to talk about this?
How about we let the person who wouldn't talk about it last time talk about it this time?
I know nothing.
Still.
I know I'm going to be submitting a lot of missions here in the future, because that'll kind of be. I think it's a nice timing that when they've released this, because a lot of people, we're 2 months into Onyx IFS for anybody that had kept the streak going since the very beginning. Like I just got Onyx a month later than everybody else in January here for First Saturday. So now it's kind of like, well, I can keep going for, recursed first Saturday, which I intend to do. Keep that going until they turn the servers off. But up until that point, second Sunday is also a badge that we could start working on. And I think it'll just be a nice way to kind of supplement and not take away from the existing Mission Day medal, because we are, starting to transition, unfortunately, into the new normal, as much as I dislike using that term, where we still want to have live events, but maybe it's not quite at the point where we can have the super large gatherings like the anomalies of the past, at least until things calm down a little bit more. So second Sunday kind of fills this nice gap where you can get out in your local community. You can maybe create some, 6-set missions, some small banners if you want to explore local things without having to have that huge gathering of a mission day. But there has been, potential on the horizon for mission days returning as well. So I'd like to, see both. I think they both have merit on their own.
Yeah. And maybe there's something they can figure out where, it's more the check-in and out process is more virtual, because a lot of the mission day stuff, it seems like in the past, that was really the congregation point, where like when you're going in and checking out and then kind of hanging out afterwards. And, people were trying to get it done before they were heading out of town, or
and that's fully automated at this point. Like with mission days, you don't pass check-in, like other than having an after party. You just go out and enjoy the mission day at this point.
Yeah.
So I think that's more the agents ourselves. We just like meeting up too much, so we're gonna always have those gatherings.
Well, and if you got 8 agents together, it's like, okay, we can build an 8. Somebody throw a fracker on it. There's a lot of times you don't have that, and so it's like, okay, we got people together. Let's have a little frack party here.
And I'm just thinking too, like the way that a traditional mission day works, you always have that big group photo of both the factions at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So I could see even without registration being necessary, not having to reg in person, it would still be nice to kind of get everybody together at the start of your official time and make that big group photo.
Well, there is some information that's out there. I don't know if it's classified and we're releasing it, but evidently the second Sunday medal is a tiered medal. The artwork is out there. I don't know if I can get that up there for you or not. And it's in their post, they talk about it being a monthly event encouraging exploration and adventure. So that's nice and general. And we're looking forward to more variations in the way you may explore the world via Ingress during Ingress second Sundays later in 2022. So it doesn't sound like it's going to be mission. It could be other things, but we don't know. We're making a guess. Well, at least 2 out of the 3 here are making a guess. But there is a like I said, there's a medal there for you to put on the scanner. So,
and it's a perfect place to add a new medal for the first 10 people to do a mission. It gets a tick on whatever badge it's called, mission finder or something. And there's a bunch of missions out there that probably don't have any people have done them, or only 1 or 2. And so getting people to go do a bunch of different missions, maybe ones that are harder, the ones that have puzzles. Oh my God, those are terrifying. I know the answer, but it won't go in correctly for some weird reason.
You've just angered the entire mission community. Good job. I feel like I'm an outcast anytime that I'm like the quirky guy that's like, look, I did all these weird random, single missions and these passcode missions and hidden waypoints, and they're like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Find something that has 6 that you can do in 15 minutes and
it's not effective to do those single missions. It's like, no, I want a banner. I want a real quick banner. But I get it. I understand it. I know where people are coming from, because banners do help you, get a lot of unique portal captures or visits when you're in an area that you're not familiar with. If they're designed well, they can really rack up that number quickly.
Yeah. And, at some point, they talked about a way to like manage your mission views or whatever. So maybe we'll get that in a release.
And there's no real official banner in the scanner or anything. I mean, it works out that if I knew I do 6 missions, I'm going to get something that goes across my screen, and I could have a rocket or something like that, and the picture works out. But there's no official recognition of what a banner is through the scanner. Now we've got Bannergrass and other places that keep track of that. So possibly Second Sunday is a banner type thing. Who knows?
This is where I go like cough, cough, like trying to think what the first official Niantic banner was. If it was the Aegis Nova for Brooklyn specifically. I think that might have been the first one. I could be mistaken though, but the famous bushes where that particular route had some issues, putting it nicely. I seem to recall people having to go into a certain lingerie section inside of a Macy's and kind of wave their phone around a particular rack of clothing in order to get a waypoint.
Wow. But yeah, I mean, the banners have been in there, but there's no banner badge right now that I can think of. I mean, you've got missions and that kind of stuff, but nothing that says, hey, you did a banner.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if they kind of added that feature to the missions where it's like, yes, these are a banner, and then they could have a medal for doing banners and doing certain size of banners, and then maybe even the functionality where all the missions under one banner could fold up under one image, but you could show either way if you liked it, the full or just the one. I mean, there's a bunch of things they could do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, now that they're not running redacted, they can do that stuff. Okay, all the redacted people just hate me, but I mean, that's one of those things that with a newer interface, you can add things like that. So.
Okay, so that's second Sunday. Also, Niantic Thea posted an archive, is it like a researcher's archive of old like posters, and I saw a few of them, but tell me more about this because I know you put this in.
I didn't look into it as much as well, but it looked like it was graphics and some materials that have been used at other places. So, like the 3 posters, graphics that are of the 3 different types of drones, the Mark 1 Enlighten, the Mark 1 Resistance, and then you have the neutral I think that's a Mark 2 actually drone, which there's not a whole lot of telling us what that drone does. But she's putting things out there for people to use. I'm guessing for maybe banners, who knows, or other things. I don't know what else is in there.
I'm trying to think. I downloaded a bunch of stuff. I was gonna use it on the stream, but then I was messing with the sound. Sorry. Next week.
Had other things.
Right. So they also
quick here, see what we got.
Well, I was going to skip this one by accident, but Ingress FS this weekend. Who's going?
Yep.
IFS.
First Saturday,
IFS.
February 5th.
Oh yeah.
IFS.
We can't stop now. I've got 36 more till recursed IFS.
So everybody go
with the
sign
weather
up.
being the way it is.
Yep, go on.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I've signed up. I gotta check to see if I've signed up. But the nice thing about individual IFS is that you really don't have to sign up. You can just kind of show up. But that being said, if you're going to go to one, you do need to reserve so that they make sure they have enough people from both sides to make that go. So if everybody just plays a slacker and just says, I'm not going to register, it's possible that where you wanted to go to IFS doesn't go because they don't get enough.
And we don't want that to happen. So go register.
Nope.
And it lets the agents who are kind of putting it together, kind of a thank you to them. You know, they know how many people are going to be there and that it's going to happen. It's always a good thing to know. Speaking of knowing things and good to know, Ingress Q1 schedule for 2022 was released, and I don't know if y'all had time to look over these things. The summary is pretty much what they're working on is weekly summaries in the events are synced. Second Sunday, portal scan meter, updates to support live ops and events, and support and community updates.
Yeah, and they also later mentioned their focus, what they were going to focus on in 2022. One of the interesting things they had in there is adding camera-based AR to Ingress. So
Hooray!
all of us have been asking questions. Why the hell are we scanning portals or the cat? That's evidently they're looking at putting the camera-based AR into Ingress and bring camera-based into the game so that you can actually see what's out there instead of just having a representation of what's there. So who knows? We probably should see that sometime this year, according to their focus. I guess it would make it a little bit more like Pokemon Go and the other one that's going away, which is Wizards Unite.
Or going away?
Wizards is
it gone?
It is disconnected.
Disconnect.
Was Monday was Monday.
These captions are cracking me up.
But something about unemployment.
For scanning, I'm very much looking forward to the AR implementations here because I'm always hearing all the complaints about scanning. There's no tie-in to actual game. Like we're just collecting this data for Niantic, and I feel like I've been out there scanning because I want to see what Niantic will do with that data.
Oh my God, your camera got better.
I know. I don't know what I did. Nothing has changed.
Keep talking.
Don't
keep
acknowledge
talking.
it. But yeah, so right now I'm looks like about 80 scans away from Platinum Scout, and I'm trying to work on Platinum Scout Controller at the same time, but that's getting a little bit more difficult without traveling and current COVID situation notwithstanding. I'm just interested to see what they do with the AR because I think it'll tie back a little bit into the lore here where there was the XM lens for anybody that has been keeping tabs on the ancient lore. I'm talking like 2014, 2015 here. But it was I think it was one of the what do they call those? The Ingress obsessed.
Darsana lens?
No, the Ingress obsessed people.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that.
Whoever the other one was,
her sister.
I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, like one of them got the XM lens in the mail where it was like they held it up and could see like the actual portal. So that's the kind of thing I want to see where I hold up the phone and it's like the AR element is just like the portal fire and all that stuff going on around the actual object. That could be pretty cool.
Yeah. And I can see it also being a method to validate portals and things like that because, we've talked about it before that there's a lot of places where it says, there's a statue here. And you go, there's no statue there. But if you're using the AR and the cameras are collecting that information, they can then say, okay, there's no statue there. So what do we do? Do we make this an invalid portal? Do we change it? What do we do? And I'm sure there's going to be those people that are going to kick back a little bit saying, well, I don't want someone else to see my camera or what I'm seeing whenever I'm playing Ingress. So.
And then maybe it'll be a step towards being able to pull out your Oculus Quest or your Meta Quest and throw it on your head and be in Ingress right there at the portal.
Just imagine how great it would be if you're able to, physically stand on top of the resonator that you're about to Ultra Strike and see it explode and be like, it'd be gone.
That would be nice, but I'm thinking there's going to be some agent that's going to be trying to bike rest with one of those things on their face and go riding off a cliff.
Well, they should if they're doing that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
natural selection at work.
I see Pixel Bytes mentioning the AR crates, soon trademark ? I'm also kind of wondering what the deal is there, because they just kind of dropped off. Like, they were mentioned again recently by Brian Rose in a couple of interviews and in different talks. And, we got the Q1 schedule post, and it says about the scan meter, I think, is the exact wording. Yeah, portal scan meter, but it makes no mention about portal crates. So I'm wondering if those things will potentially be related. But I'm also interested to see how that works, because I think it further goes on to say that there could be potential community benefits.
So what are AR crates?
So the AR crates, they were a play-tested item. I'm trying to remember the exact words that Brian Rose had said here, so I think I'll just defer to that interview. It's out there, it's floating around, but essentially they were testing loot for AR scans.
So scan a portal and a chest shows up and pull the loot from there.
Yeah, I think without going back through in the interview, I'm just gonna be like NDA.
Okay, no problem. I don't want to get you in trouble again.
I do not want to cross that line.
Yeah. Well, another focus they had growing the global community through events, also keeping more new recruits in the game. So they want to keep people that discover it. They want to keep them there. Something that's important and dear to Goonie's heart, continuing to work towards financial sustainability. So optional cosmetic medals offer a way to personalize the agent profile. I think they stole your idea there. Series of work planned to make our infrastructure more cost-effective, and committed to being year 10 and beyond. So I think that says that we're going to be able to play Ingress for at least one more year.
And the beyond. And
beyond.
Yeah, they definitely have other ways that I think they could make some revenue. I mean, we've talked about it in the past, I think, of being able to make beacons that were like community beacons that you come up with your symbol or whatever for your community, and then get that made into a beacon. And it can even be something that they use with the kinetic capsule, where you have to put in another beacon that you've bought from the store and mix it with some other items. And then it spits out the beacon, and then you can use it, and now you can put your community beacon up on, a portal. And that's just one thing, getting into that's what's in the capsule stuff. I don't know if we're going to get into that in a minute, but there's definitely...
The Cheetos is saying link lasers. Yeah, I'm all for link lasers. We have the picture. I'll have to show you the picture sometime of our link laser coming out of the box, our test. But out of the box. In other news, kind of going over to Pokemon, but coming back to Ingress, I saw a post from Pokemon Go Hub News that they're going to Wayfarer test is now mandatory for Pokemon Go players. So they officially confirmed that passing the Wayfarer test is mandatory for all players who want to submit new way stops. So there's always been that kind of a rivalry between Ingress players and Pokemon players, saying, Pokemon guys are just putting in junk portals and they're moving something 2 feet just so that it will become a gym or something like that. So maybe this is kind of a nod to the Ingress players saying, we want to have higher standards for some of our portals.
I think this means I need to catch up on Wayfarer a little bit before all those easy rejections go away.
I think from the conversations that I've seen that they're talking about, if you already are you've passed that test and you're already in, that you're in, that you won't have to pass the test again. But those people that are posting that have not gone through that testing will be required too.
And I think I'd be okay with you having to take that test at least once a year.
Yeah, or
Like,
if
just
your
keep
rating
it in mind
changes.
what the thing
I think if you get, like a number of rejections on submissions, it starts becoming a little obvious at that point that you're not really submitting quality things, or that you just have really horrible RNG with the Wayfarer community, if that's even possible. But yeah, I think just when you're in Wayfarer, you're reviewing things, you start learning what the community is going to accept inside of the existing guidelines and structure there. So it's just something where I think it comes with practice, just like anything else. The more Wayfarer you do, I mean, of course, I'm saying this, and I'm still trying to work my way up to gold on Wayfarer, but I don't know. I generally out playing more with the scanner than I am at home on the map or doing anything else like that.
I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are like, but the weather's terrible. I'm going to sit home and, I'll do Wayfarer and look at some portals. It's like, I mean, today I waded knee deep through snow to get to my hack. I'm willing to do that instead of just sitting in the house and reviewing portals. But yeah, you can't wade knee deep in snow too long.
Yeah, and I'll do that when it's like extremely cold. I'll go out and I'll do a little bit of Wayfarer because I'm like, I just want to stay bundled up inside warm. But yeah, no, I do like going out and getting in some of that cold weather ingress. I have no shortage of pictures of ridiculous ops or things that we've done in the past, especially when, these cold weather events, part of the Curies effect that was getting some, side-eyed from people was just the fact that I think this was one of the first North American events that we had in a while where it was in, winter that we were essentially having an event, whereas traditionally with more modern anomalies, they try to steer clear of those winter months.
Yeah. Well, I will say that if I'm stuck in a waiting room or something and it's like, okay, I'm going to be here 20 minutes, get out the phone, let's do some Wayfarer. And that's a good way to kind of burn that time. As long as I can hear my name when they yell at me, I'm good. So, what else is new?
I think that's all the news. Well, now we're going to go to the old. No, we're not really. We've got some stuff for what's in the capsule, but we're also almost at the end of the show. What if we have like a what's in the capsule episode next time?
Ooh. We could ask the people in the chat room to load it up and just have.
And I think we have a few like old ones we can put in, and we can add some more stuff. Anyone in the chat room or listening, submit some ideas for things that you want. I mean, we haven't really asked for these in 2 years.
Yeah, we haven't. We probably need to make like a form. I'll whip out a Google form, and that'll make it easy to get them all together.
Well, oddly enough, if they go to agentacademy.com, there's a form there. I mean, it's been there forever. And I think it works. I'll test it this week, make sure it works. At the same time, I'm putting the code in for this episode. But yeah, so just go to the site, put in your ideas for what you want to see in the game, what you want to see added, maybe modified if there's something in there that you think should work differently, a whole new feature. Sky's the limit because we're not actually coding this.
Yeah, yeah, we don't have to make it happen. Hey, is SpeakPipe still working on the site?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, you can click it and you can always try. If it goes somewhere and acts like it's recording, it probably is, and I'll check them, and we'll get those added as well. And so we'll have audio of you. If you want video, put it on like I don't know, Google Drive or something, or YouTube, anywhere, and just send us the link to the video, and we'll get it on.
Sounds cool. And if
however you want to submit your idea,
and if you want to build up build a mock-up of the item that you're talking about, feel free. Just don't blow anybody up.
Cheat might do that, so.
Those level
you never
16
know.
bursters with
Print that out.
depleted uranium. Just don't do that.
The chain bursters. Oh, okay, I'm giving stuff away.
So yes, do all that. Everybody have a great week. Get out there to FS. Support a local one or one across the world. Wherever you want. Do y'all already know the ones y'all are going to? I haven't looked at the list yet, so I have to go read.
I'm probably going back to Champaign, Illinois. I mean, the nice thing about going back to the same spot is I'm able to help on the decoding, and I'm getting to the point after so many weeks that I'm like, okay, I know where that one's at. Even though I've never been there, I know where it's at on the map, and that's
Yeah, that definitely helps. Knowing the lay of the portals a little bit. I think this month I'm probably going virtual, just to allow for a little bit of local exploration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've figured out that, again, if you use ITC in such a way, you can do zooming and stuff like that, and you get almost 1,000 portals to show up in the list, and then you can do things like, okay, well, that's a volleyball court. I'm going to search volleyball. And then you go through all the names, and here's one that says volleyball. And so you can kind of narrow down those portals that way without really having to know where they're at. But after a year, they're starting to reuse the same portals.
No, say it isn't so. That's fine. And achievement code, which is not available yet.
Achieve.
It'll be available when this episode goes live, which will probably be tomorrow. You want to say it? You put it in here, so you say it too.
AA Blizzard AA. That's AABLIZZARD all uppercase. And JBJ probably has it ready to go. He's just waiting for it to hit enter.
Which,
the cheat OSX. He's in there. He's in there. He's got it already.
Is it really?
It wasn't me.
Weird. It must.
Hopefully it's not an old one.
It's got to be for a different badge. I didn't put that in there, so.
Well,
I might have. Obviously I did, but we're talking 3 years ago, probably. It was probably for episode 4 or something.
Figure out which episode you just unlocked.
Yeah, it is for.
Oh, that was not what he meant.
Oh.
Way to go, Cheeto.
Oh,
so yeah,
the episode, yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. I think if we want to have a little battle, we need to.
Where we shake the hypercube, so like fill up the cube.
Uh-oh.
There it is. Oh, all
right.
The casting has to go. Here we go.
Big money. No whammies.
Gonna win.
Lose
yes.
Your buddy. It's rigged.
Well, they were already green, but that's good. So it's another win. What? It's 2-1 now, or 1-1? I don't know.
It is, dude. I'm telling you, it's rigged.
Oh, man.
Actually, I think we need to go by the colors on the inside of the wheel, and that was blue.
Well, with that, everybody have a great week.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.